Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of True Picks, where we talk about everything that happens in the NFL season. And last week was a banger of a Week 14, depending on which team you support and which team you root for. It was a very good week, and we're here to talk about everything that happened. And of course, when I say we, I mean myself. I mean Chase Oliver. Chase, as you told us last week, and I unfortunately forgot because I was messaging Romeo about this. You were at SoFi for Monday Night
Beautiful.
Football. Just tell us how you feel.
I feel great, man. I lost my voice as I do after every Charger game I go to, and especially if it's an intense game like this. If the Chargers are getting blown out, I kind of give up yelling and screaming because there's no point to lose my voice because they're not going to come back and win. Or if the Chargers are blowing another team out, I kind of just enjoy my time at the stadium, walk around, leave early like most people, or stay till the very end like a true fan. But this game was really intense. I've been to like a good amount of primetime games. I went to Monday with Denver. I did Sunday. I did Sunday night football against the Chiefs. That was in the same year. Those two, and both those games were close, so they were stressful games like always. And then last year I went to the Bengals Chargers game, and I had no voice then. And then this game, could not escape. My voice is once again gone because I did not expect that game, but very good win for my Chargers. Very, very happy. 5 turnovers over a guy that we thought was a top 5 quarterback. Pretty good.
Yeah, that was an incredible win for the Chargers. A team win, if anything there was, because Greg Roman and Harbaugh did not want your boy throwing the ball, and there was a lot of trying to use that lean on that run game. There was a lot of scrambling from Herbert, but they needed that defense to really step up and really help out the offense, and they did. They did in a big way. I mean, and to be fair, there was a lot of sloppiness, I would say, on both sides. I think
Yeah.
Harbaugh will be the first person to to acknowledge that, to say that there was sloppiness. But sometimes all you can do is just try to beat the team that's in front of you. And for you guys this week, it was the Eagles, and you got the job done. So let's look at, before we look into this upcoming week, let's look at the week that was and see how we did. So, got killed a little bit. I think I ended up going. I think it was just under 50% or half and half, 50%. But I think you ended up being 10-6, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this was a pretty interesting slate. The Chargers Eagles won. I think we both, because obviously we picked the Chargers, but I don't think the game surprised us for the outcome, more just how it happened.
Yeah.
But let's see what were things that surprised us from how they happened. I think we could easily talk about the elephant in the room of the Colts and the Jaguars, because we picked the Jaguars, but we didn't pick the Jaguars for the reasons that the Jaguars really ended up winning. But before we get there, because that's also part of a larger piece of news, let's talk about Bills Bengals.
Oh, what a game.
That was an incredible game. That was an absolutely incredible game to watch. Both of these two quarterbacks on fire for a large portions of this game. And unfortunately for the Bengals, the season ends. It's really unfortunate because, a lot of times we talk about how the team doesn't really do Joe Burrow help. They don't really need help. And he's kind of the reason why that the team loses today or yesterday, and why they are now really basically out of the playoffs. But at the same time, I think what it goes to show is the level of perfection that Joe Burrow has to be.
Yeah.
Because the team around him sucks so much outside of T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Chase Brown.
Yeah, it was those 2 interceptions back to back were so backbreaking for the Bengals. Like, because that was the Bengals defense showed up for like 2.5 quarters. Like they looked really good. Forced James Cook to fumble the ball a little bit. Josh Allen had to give a superhuman performance throughout that whole game. And like those 2 interceptions back to back, that's what kind of killed them. Like, the first one that was bad by Burrow, but the second one that was just weird and fluky. Like I was just like, what the heck was that? But um yeah, no, it was an incredible game. Josh Allen, he definitely is. Stafford's still on fire, so he's most likely the MVP still. But he's knocking on the door. He showed us. This is why I chose the Bills, because I said I need the Bills to show me that they're the favorites in the AFC. Why did everyone choose you as the preseason? Can you be consistent? Can you be that team that I know you can be? And the Bills, even though they don't have the home field advantage, might not have the top seed, might not win the East. Your main enemy's out. The biggest the biggest op has a hard chance to make the playoffs.
I think, speaking on behalf of both of us, since we are 2 playoff teams right now, I think the one team neither of us want to see would be the Buffalo.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I think both of us feel confident that our teams have a puncher's chance, if not an advantage, over, say, like the Jags.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not the Chargers.
No, we came into that game. We came into that game injured and everything. Like that's different.
Asshole. But I think then it would go the Patriots, right?
And honestly,
like the Steelers, or because I don't even know if it's going to be Steelers or Ravens.
See, if you're any team, you kind of want the Patriots because they're still not the best roster. Right. They don't have the best roster. They're just playing above themselves. But even if it is, it's and it also doesn't have the same aura. It's not like, oh, it's fucking Tom Brady. It's still Drake May, and he's young. He can make mistakes. Like, there's a lot of things. He might try to do too much because it's a playoff game. He might overthink it, overthrow it. Who knows? So that's why
it's the Bills.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody wants to see the Bills in the playoffs right now, especially because, to your point, Kansas is out and they know that this is the year. Like, this is the same way with Lamar. Lamar has got to be kicking himself right now because he knows that the Ravens have a really tough time of getting a wild card spot. Their best opportunity is to win the division. They have to win now. They have to win now because the problem that and we can obviously talk because we picked the Texans, but we can talk about that game in the sense of what it means for the larger NFL season and the larger narrative arc of, let's call it, the 2020s for the NFL. But one of the last things we should want, just as much as it is the Chiefs not being in the playoffs at all, is the Chiefs having a higher draft pick. Because part of the reason why they've been struggling is because it's been harder for them to get better and better talent because they're picking so far down in the draft, which is part of the whole concept of parity, right? But they're not a bad team in the sense that really all they need is a refresh. They need a couple new faces to swap out on defense for some of those older guys. And more importantly, they need to get another offensive playmaker, something like a running back. We've seen so many times on Tankathon. If you guys are looking, every time they get high enough to pick, it's Jeremiah Love going to the Chiefs, and that's the kind of player that they need. So if you are a Ravens, Bills, heck, even the Chargers, Broncos, this is the year where you're like, it looks like they're done. We got to go in and take care of business.
Yeah, and it might take a couple of years before the Chiefs are back to full strength because it's not going to be like people forget the draft class that they hit on was the McDuffie draft class, as I call it, like the Trent McDuffie draft class. They got like so many really, really good players out of that draft class. And then the following year, they hit on a couple people. But these last few drafts, they really haven't been hitting it out of the park with them and stuff. And like you said, it's because they're picking so late, and they aren't getting like the overall best talent. Like, Xavier Worthy, he's a really good player, but he's not been like the guy that everyone thought, oh yeah, he's just Tyreek Hill 2.0. If he was Tyreek Hill 2.0, defenses would be playing deep against the Chiefs all the time because all they did against Tyreek Hill was to play deep. And they don't do that. They don't respect the fact of Mahomes throwing the ball deep to this guy in Xavier Worthy who has blazing speed. So it's like there is some stuff that they still have to fix. The roster, it's not a bad team. It's just the roster, it's like when you try to keep this roster, and we saw with the Patriots too, like it took a while. And then once they hit on 3 draft classes in a row, and then they had like a mini resurgence of that dynasty and stuff. So yeah, it just takes time, and the Chiefs, like they're in that one point where, maybe this year and next year they might make the playoffs, but this year it was just, hey, they came back with a roster that really was not that good compared to last year. And, when you have to give up a tremendous player like L'Jarius Sneed because you're so stuck in money, you have to give up a guy like that. Yeah, I know Sneed hasn't done shit on the Titans, but how many Titans games are you really watching? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know really like his full metrics. And plus he's on the Titans. Like, he's not surrounded by with other great players, but he was great for the Chiefs and stuff. And then when you neglect certain positions for so long, like you neglected tight end for so long because you had Travis Kelce. You didn't find like Travis Kelce.
They thought it was going to be some combination of Noah Gray, Jared Wiley.
Yeah, but they still could have drafted another tight end. They could have made the tight end room competitive.
Which is why I'm intrigued that one of the other names that's really tied to them is Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon. Usually, if it's not Jeremiah Love on Take-a-thon, it's Kenyon Sadiq, and if it's not Kenyon Sadiq, it's usually a defensive tackle to try to get Karlaftis and Jones some help.
And that's another thing that they heard on too, because they lost a lot of their defensive line depth because they couldn't keep all those players. Because when you look at some of those Chiefs Super Bowl rosters, they were just stacked on the defensive line and edge rusher. But because they paid Chris Jones all this money, and they would do these like contracts where they would sign like a premier edge rusher for like 1 year, and it was just like way too much money. Like they just couldn't keep the roster. But yeah, neglecting like having a good backup tight end or a tight end to develop under Kelce, neglecting the running back position for so long, which is weird for Andy Reid because Andy Reid loves his running backs. Like that's one of his like go-to themes with Andy Reid is having running backs just like that. And so when you neglect those positions for so long, it's going to bite you in the ass. Like, like I'm not saying the Chiefs had to have gotten a first round running back, but I'm saying, hey, you could have drafted a running back better than Isaiah Pacheco. There's running backs available in the 3rd and 4th round you could have drafted. You could have gone for a Joe Mixon at one point in time. What I'm saying? Like,
well, I don't know if the Bengals, because that was a trade, wasn't it? Oh no, the Bengals just didn't re-sign him.
Yeah, they didn't re-sign him. Yeah, he was just free agent. He didn't get paid that much.
Yeah.
Oh, even a Devin Singletary would have been a better signing than like having, because Singletary, he's pretty reliable as a player and stuff. But yeah, no, I'm just saying like the Chiefs, the reason why I wasn't like we just gave them credit because it's Mahomes and Andy Reid. Like, when you have a guy like Patrick Mahomes, when you have a guy like Andy Reid, you're going to think they're going to win because of consistency. It's like with Brady.
Yeah.
But you know what the difference between Brady and Mahomes is? Brady's never played a meaningless regular season game. And Patrick Mahomes, this week against the Chargers, will play his first meaningless regular season game.
That's crazy.
And Brady's still the GOAT. Sad.
Speaking of
if I was Brady, I would ask CBS, hey, let me get that game. So we could just shit talk Patrick the whole time. And just be like, let me get that game. I want to call Herbert.
Oh no. I don't see, that's the thing. I don't know. This is my problem. I don't know who I hate. Well, no, I know who I hate more. It's Tom. Much more than Mahomes. But yeah, that would just be, that'd be hilarious.
But
Holmes knows it would be happening, right? Like if it's Brady, like he knows, like he can't hear it, but he knows it's happening.
Yeah, but yeah, if you're the Bills, this is your window. Like you have to like.
Yeah.
If I'm like the Bills, I'm writing on the whiteboard. I'm doing the cheesy shit they do in movies. We have to win now, because if we don't win now, when is it going to be? Because this is the golden ticket.
It's the classic. The burn the boats. It is a burn the boats type of season. Like this has to be it, which just explains. I think they kind of were anticipating this happening because they were talking to Miami about Jalen Waddle, and it was just a question of what was the price. And I think the price was just too. I think Miami knew they kind of had him over the barrel, and they were like, "If you want Jalen Waddle, this is what you got to pay us." And I think Buffalo was just like, you know what? It's just
Yeah, especially because that's
if they had gone to imagine New Orleans trading Rashid Shaheed to Buffalo. That you and I would have loved that trade for them. It would have made a lot of sense. Or even going to in the AFC West and calling up the Raiders, and they
or
get
Jacoby Myers.
And actually, honestly, I think more than Shaheed, I would have loved Jacoby Myers for
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo because of just his consistency of just catches the ball. It goes in his direction. He catches the ball. That's just what he does. It's weird because that's what a wide receiver is supposed to do. But let's talk about the because we were talking about this is the window, right? This is the time. For a fact KC's out. You don't know if you're going to get this opportunity again.
Well, there's still a chance. They need the Chargers to have like the most monumental implode of all time.
Listen, if the Chargers,
but you know what Denver will do? Denver will do the same shit Kansas City did. They'll like when they play the Chargers, they're gonna bench the starters because like Denver will be like, oh, we got the division and
soul for soul.
Yeah, exactly. They'll look at it and be like, sure, we'll play the Chargers again in the wild card at full strength. Fuck it. And then they'll just like go hard for like one series as the Chargers. Like we'll play our starters for a half, and then once Harbaugh realizes, like, yeah, you guys are just conceding and letting us win this game. All right, cool. I'll put Trey Lance in, and then we can just.
But a team that really has to figure out what's going on, we got to talk about it. Jaguars and Colts. Poor Danny Dimes. That man has been trying his best, including playing on a fractured fibula, wearing a 3D cast made by some buddies of his that he went to college with at Duke. And, the body sometimes will overcompensate by putting more weight on the other side. And Achilles pops, non-contact injury, Achilles popped. They get Riley Leonard in there, and obviously Riley Leonard is not as good as Daniel Jones, which is a wild sentence to say considering what we have seen over the years from Daniel Jones. But during the course of the game, Riley Leonard gets a knee injury, and his status is up in the air for this week, potentially going forward. So when he retired, it said Chargers for life. Apparently, that is not.
All right, man. He's a Colt too. He's a Colt as well.
Which I think is hilarious because he played for the Colts for 1 year in 2020.
Colt up.
But your old pal, Philip Rivers.
Joe Rivers
became a grandfather.
He's been a grandfather. What are we talking about?
No, I think they were saying he just recently became a grandfather. Like within the past couple months, not like
Yeah, no. Trust me, I keep up on my quarterbacks.
Has signed. Oh yeah, you follow Easton Stick.
Yeah, he's doing great stuff in Atlanta. I think
he is signed to the Colts practice squad, and don't forget, guys, next year, Philip Rivers, despite the fact that obviously Chase would say he is. But I think Chase in his heart of hearts knows that he is a borderline Hall of Fame quarterback. But
he's a Hall of Famer.
See, I knew you were going to say that. But it takes 5 years to become eligible. If he takes a single snap for the Indianapolis Colts, the 5 years starts all over again to wait before seeing him go in as a Colt, not as a Charger.
Colts up, baby.
Colts up, baby.
Yeah, I'm a Colts fan now. Let's go. I'll treat a Colts Super Bowl like a Charger Super Bowl at this point. Let's go. Rivers, if he gets a ring, fuck yeah.
So now here comes the question. AFC title game. I was saying before we started, had a question to ask you. AFC title game. Chargers versus Colts.
Oh, no.
Who are you rooting for? Philip Rivers to finally get the opportunity at that ring, or the Chargers organization to finally get that ring?
All right. So there's factors into this, right?
Run me through this.
So if the AFC title game is the first game, 100% the Chargers. I want us to win. But if the NFC title is the first game, and I know who is going to be the potential team that either team will be facing, 100% Rivers. I'm rooting for Rivers to win because if I feel Rivers could beat whoever the NFC champion is, then I want Rivers to win.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's why. Like if it's like the Rams get upsetted by like I don't know, fucking like who's like the Panthers. I'm rooting. I'm like Rivers. Yeah,
Wait,
trust me.
hold on.
What?
Then in that situation, it would be Rivers versus your favorite Alabama quarterback. Of all.
I love Bryce Young. He's no fucking Phil Rivers. Phil Rivers is my goat. I want him to win a ring. Like I know I was like, but this man dealt with the most bullshit, worst situations as a Chargers QB, and he still fought for us every single fucking time. How do I not root for him? Like, look, Herbert, you're young, you can win a Super Bowl and stuff, but yeah, but like, because like, come on, like the Panthers, they're due for one stupid. Oh, we make it to the Super Bowl. Like they're due for it. They do it every decade. Every decade they make it to the Super Bowl, and you're like, how? Why are the Panthers here?
So you guys are saying it's going to be Bryce Young versus Bo Nix. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I'm just saying it's possible. Like it's not, but yeah, no, like 100%. Like I'll still root for the Chargers. I want the Chargers to win, but I'm not going to be upset if we lose. Like I'll be bummed because I'll be like, damn, that's our window. But then at least I have, well, at least Rivers gets a chance. And then what would make it even better is if somehow, some way, we can take Antonio Gates out of the Hall of Fame, and then Antonio Gates gets to play with Phil Rivers, and then we get Rivers and Gates get a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Wait, hold on. If somebody goes into the Hall of Fame,
they can't come back.
They can't come back?
They can't.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Gotcha.
They're ineligible.
Like a Rey Mysterio situation.
No, because it's like, so you do the 5 years, and then when you get in the Hall of Fame, you get like the Hall of Fame pension. You get like that pension for the Hall. So like Antonio Gates is not going to fucking be like, oh, yeah, I don't want the Hall of Fame pension anymore. Like to what, get paid like $200K to play one game with the Colts?
But like, what if you then retire again?
I don't know. Maybe he loses the pension still. Like you can't get it back once you come back.
But like, I mean, if he was a Hall of Famer beforehand, he has to be a Hall of Famer again.
No, he's a Hall of Famer, but he loses all the pension benefits. Like he doesn't.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not going to lose his benefits that he gets for life because like of one game.
That's fair. But let's talk about this week.
Rivers don't need those benefits, man. He just has God, his wife, his 11 kids, his grandkids. Did you know Rivers' youngest and Rivers' grandchild that they're going to play, if they play football together in high school, they'll be the first uncle to nephew duo in high school history.
Jesus Christ. With that being said,
hey, Panthers, don't let me down. You're going to win the South. You're going to make a run.
Let's look at the games that will potentially help different people like Antonio Gates and Philip Rivers make their Hall of Fame cases. Let's talk about Week 15. And now all of the bye weeks are done. So you and I have 16 games to talk about, starting with Thursday Night Football. Buccaneers hosting the Falcons. Buccaneers coming off of a really interesting loss to Tyler Shuck, of all people.
My guy.
Yeah, but this is a kind of I don't want to say must win for.
No, it's a must win for the Bucs. Yeah,
because you technically speaking, you still got opportunities, but at the same time, you can't afford to go 7-6. 7-7?
Nine.
You can't.
Yeah, no. Yeah, because like they don't have like no wild card. They don't have the wild card backup. It's they have to win the South.
Right. Meanwhile, if you're the Falcons, God, you're just. I think you anticipate losing, like in the heart of hearts, but like you just want to look good. Like you want to be like at this point, it's like what can we build around for next year? And you and I have talked about this before. I don't know if Raheem Morris is going to be there. I definitely don't think that if Raheem Morris is, that Zach Robinson's going to be there. There's going to be some heads have to roll. Whether or not we want to say that this is an injury situation because of Penix or not, but like even when Penix was there, they were not winning games. They were not looking good. Yes, of course, they had that one game where like they destroyed the Bills, but then the rest of them, it's like, oh, what's going on?
Felt like a fever dream that game.
What?
felt like a fever dream. Like that happened this season. It's like the Raiders. It's like the Raiders being the Patriots.
The Bills got to be kicking themselves about that. Like
Yeah.
the idea that they lost to the Falcons and the Falcons did nothing with that win. Like
Oh my god.
That's like Brock beating the Undertaker and then like the next night on Raw being like, by the way, I'm retiring. Like what the
Yeah, no, it's like Brock beats Undertaker and then Dean Ambrose pins him, and it's like, wait, didn't this guy just beat the Undertaker? Like that's what happened to the Falcons. They beat the Bills and then they lose to like some bum team afterwards. It's like, what are we doing here?
That, you know what? Because I think that is exactly what happened. Give me 1 second. They beat the Bills, then they lost to the Niners, lost to the Dolphins, lost to the Patriots, lost to the Colts, lost to the Panthers. Like, that's just – I mean, the Niners, I get it. Like, that's not that terrible. But then after that, it was kind of like, oof. And you had
that was still the banged up nine. But no, that loss to the Niners is even bad because they beat
it wasn't even Brock Purdy. It was Mac Jones.
Yeah, and then Fred Warner also got injured the week before too, so he's out for the season, and everyone's writing the Niners on the tombstone saying they're done.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's still a bad loss. I don't care. Oof. And you know what, John? Somehow, some way, I think the Falcons win this game. We're shitting on them, and then like I can see it. I can see how Michael's half asleep during this game, being like, "And oh my God, Cousins, throw to London." Touchdown, and he's like trying to be excited.
So are you going Falcons?
I think so. I think there's chaos in the NFC South. I think because the Panthers and Buccaneers still have to play each other, right? But I
think every team needs both conferences need some kind of a chaos division, and for the AFC, it's the AFC North this year, and for the NFC, to your point, I think it's the NFC South because the Buccaneers have to play the Panthers twice still.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because the thing is too, the Buccaneers, like Baker's playing hurt too. Like you can tell, like his ball.
Yeah.
Pause. The balls that he's throwing are not good. Like they're just wobbly. He missed a lot of easy throws in that game against the Saints. The offensive line is just not protecting well for Baker. It's nice to have Bucky Irving and it's nice to have Sean Tucker. Like they've been playing really well, but if Baker can't get going, it's going to be tough. And this Falcons team, you know, they've been getting after the quarterback. Their defense is not half bad. You just need like Kirk Cousins to like play good for at least 5 drives this game. If Cousins can play good for 5 drives, you win this game.
So you're going Falcons?
Yeah.
Taking the Falcons. All right.
Got the upset. Maybe this is the game Zach Robinson realizes that he should just let Bijan run the football and not give it to Algier like a gajillion times.
I'm going Buccaneers. I can't see. I get, like, to me, the biggest concern is Baker's shoulder. That joint. If he's able to work around it, I think they have enough playmakers between the Godwins, the Igbukas, and the Tuckers and Irvings, as you mentioned, that they can kind of take that pressure off of him. Like you can do short passes, and those guys are able to zoom. Like Igbuka, Godwin is showing that he still can cut fairly well on that leg. I don't think he's that long for the league in general because he is like a 29-year-old receiver. But I think there's enough there that, like, you don't have to be exactly what you were all the time, but you can be what you were once. And that's kind of where the Buccaneers are right now. On the other hand, I think, like, if you're the Buccaneers, you kind of just want the season to be over. You don't want to risk any injury that's going to be a permanent injury kind of thing. Like where, like, God forbid, this team is so banged up and you're fighting for the division in week 18 or week 16 when either of those Panthers games, and something goes wrong with Baker, and now he's in jeopardy of missing time in 26. So like you got to try to balance those things. But hey, see, you got to do what you got to do. But let's turn from there. It's division against division, with the AFC South meeting up with the AFC East. The Jaguars are going to be hosting the New York Jets. And if you are the Jaguars, you got to be feeling pretty good. On the one hand, you are 9-4, and the Colts, who were 8-5, are potentially trotting out 44-year-old Phillip Rivers to be their starting quarterback. That's not a knock against Phillip Rivers. It just takes a little bit of time to get used to a playbook, and he's not.
I mean, he's been with Steichen's playbook.
What?
Steichen.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the playbook's not the issue. The issue is, can you take the hits?
That's where I was going next. It's making sure he fully gets the playbook, and the other is knocking off all of that ring rust.
He runs the playbook in high school. His high school offense. He doesn't need to read the playbook. He knows his playbook.
Listen, buddy, it's different. It's one thing to run it. It's another when you're coaching. It's another thing to be out there actually taking a snap. And
no, but he's been with Steichen since the Chargers. He knows this shit. He's good.
We get it, Chase. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying there takes a little bit of an adjustment period. Okay.
Yeah. Once he gets hit by Danielle Hunter, then you'll be like, yeah, you know what, Strain, I ain't doing this no more.
Once he takes that hit, then he's like, wait a minute, which way do I throw the ball? I gotta know the playbook a little bit better than that. Just saying.
He doesn't need to know the playbook. He just needs to not get hit.
Well, hopefully Jonathan Taylor can take that pressure off. But if you're the Jaguars, you at least are like, hey, Phillip Rivers, it might be a little bit of adjustment period. And, oh, wait, shit, the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans, with a beautiful statement win that we talked about earlier with the Chiefs, they are gunning for the Jaguars. But luckily for the Jaguars, they at least, they get to play the Jets, which the Jets have been feisty, but we don't know who's going to be their quarterback.
No, yeah. Is it Brady Cook? Are they going to find someone else?
They can be a little feisty, but like the Jaguar, and this is a situation where, a lot of different teams, and by a lot of different teams, I mean the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos have caught a lot of flack for beating teams that are bad. And people are saying, well, that means you're not that great. But you can only play the team that's in front of you. And for the Jaguars, it happens to be the Jets. So beat the Jets. This is what a playoff team should do, is where I'm going with this. And that's why I think that money line is what it is. I think we're both picking
Jaguars, yeah.
Here.
You can save your voice for this next game, Texans. I ain't choosing no damn Cardinals. I mean, Texans. The Texans, for them, you just want to see if Stroud can keep playing good. He was good. He was good against KC. Not perfect, not amazing. Good. If Stroud plays good, and if that defense can just be that defense, it's a tough team to stop. Very tough team.
I'll take Grayson Waller serious before I would take the Jets here.
Hey, Grayson Waller is the future main event, apparently.
Oh, that's cold. That's cold. But you know what?
It's going to be cold this next game.
Ooh. Bills traveling to Foxborough. The Patriots coming off that bye week. Wait, hold on. Let me just make sure that I wrote this. I got this one down because that just seems a little. They're giving them the bump because of the. No. I did write that down correctly. They're giving them the bump because of the win and the momentum, I guess.
Yeah.
Bills favored, Patriots underdogs here in Gillette. Patriots are coming off of that bye week. They are 11-2. They have been beating the crap out of teams. And part of the distinction between, and I'll give them their credit, between them and Denver is that when it comes to beating up the teams that they're supposed to beat up, they do it with authority. They are doing it with authority, and they are dropping hammers on teams. But because they're not really playing that many teams, the question is what happens when they have to do it against a quality team. Now, they already have a win over the Bills, and that really kind of is their win of the year, right? That's the statement win that anytime anybody throws any flack at the Patriots way, a Patriots fan can go, but we beat the Bills. And so it is what it is. The question is, can you do it again? Because you have to be able to keep doing it. Because in this situation, you got to probably potentially do it 3 times this season to get to the Super Bowl. So can you do it? Can you do it again? Ooh, is this a situation where we have the 1 week Josh Allen's really good and then 1 week Josh Allen's really bad?
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with the Bills. Like, I really want to choose them this game. I really do. I really want to be like, yo, Buffalo, they showed me something against the Bengals. They're going to do it against this Patriots team. But then it's like this Patriots team is really good at stopping the run. So if James Cook is not going, that kind of hurts them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could see Josh Allen just trying to do too much this game because he feels like he has to, and he has to be super Josh. And it's like, sometimes at work, I always feel like I have to be super Chase. And then my manager has to tell me, I just need Chase today. I don't need super Chase. And I go, okay. And then afterwards, I can just, like Josh Allen, sometimes I think Sean McDermott needs to tell him, like, bro, you don't need to, like, run around 50 yards behind the line of scrimmage and throw a 80-yard bomb to Khalil Shakir. I just need you to, like, take a sack every once in a while. Like, Josh Allen just needs to, sometimes just take it easy. Yeah. And, like, Drake May, like, the thing is, like, he's a reckless player, too. Like, not just throwing the football, but he likes to run a lot, too. So he's one hit away from where it's like, oh, is Drake May going to be available, like, fully for this game? It's really a tough game. It is honestly a tough game to call. I think I'm going with the Bills.
Yeah. So one thing that I think is interesting is this past week, what I liked about the Bills' play, specifically with Allen and the decision making, is that out of 27 targets, 13 of them went to tight ends between Dawson Knox, Kincaid, and Jackson Hawes. Now, Hawes only got one. It was a 3-yard catch for a touchdown. But Dawson Knox has 7 targets, leads the team, 6 catches, 93 yards. Kincaid has 5 targets, second leading targeted receiver with 4, and then he has 4 catches, so second highest receptions, 41 yards and a touchdown. And that's what you need to do if you are Josh Allen. You do not have the wide receivers out there right now. Keon Coleman is basically running cardio. Tyrell Shavers is not, like, you can't trust. There's players that you just can't trust with the game on the line. They're trying to get Gabe Davis more involved. And Khalil Shakir is at best being a diversion right now because, to your point, teams fear that sudden deep shot throw and then going, oh, crap, we let Shakir get just enough space that he's going to be able to turn the Jets on and get into the end zone. That's the issue. So I really do like that they were taking – it was like kind of a – we say, like, take what the defense gives you, and that's something that, like, oh, but it's the Bengals defense. What are they really – but he did what he was supposed to do. And I think I like where you're going with the idea of taking the Bills. I'm also going to take the Bills. We'll be united on that one. I think this one's obvious which one you're picking.
No, I'm choosing the Chiefs. I've seen the story before. Chargers win a big game and it's like, oh, turn it around, and then we lose like in the most embarrassing fashion the following week. It happens all the fucking time. It does. Every time the Chargers get like a big momentous win, it's just like then we come out flat. I mean, the Chiefs kind of have to win this game too, so I can see why they're favored.
I mean, it's at home. I think that's also why they're getting the favored.
I'm kind of reverse jinxing this one too. Kind of want
that's why I thought you were originally picking the Chiefs over the Chargers.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that. There we go. So right now, they are giving Kansas an 11% chance of making the playoffs. Chargers have a 79% chance.
Yeah, no, like if the Chargers win this game, it's pretty much we're going to be in the playoffs. Like
that's a wild card lock, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a wild card. Like we're locked in the wild card. We will be the top seed of the. I think we're the top seed or we're the 6th seed. I can't remember. We're the top or the 6th seed right now.
You're the top. You're the 5th.
Yeah, so we'll be the 5th seed. Who's the 4th seed right now? The NFC South, AFC South champion.
The 4th seed is the Steelers.
Oh, give me that.
The Jags are the 3rd right now.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I would like us to win this game. It'd be nice.
It'd be nice. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to pick the Chiefs because of how dog shit terrible I watched their offense be.
Yeah.
And the thing
our defense is good too. So
yes, they're not the Texans, but they're not like who's a really terrible defense. They're not the Bengals.
Yeah.
Right? Like they are somewhere in between, of course, but like they're much closer to the Texans than they are like the 30th defense in the league.
Yeah. And they get interceptions at good times too. It's not like
I mean, we saw that. We literally saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
We saw it live. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take the Chargers.
It's just like it'll be interesting to see if like Herbert's hand is better for this game too, coming off a short week. Like will they trust him to throw more?
What I will say is this. Hampton being back.
Yeah.
That is what I think the game turns on. I think it turns on the fact that Hampton's back. Working him in more. Like they were doing a very split carries between him and Vidal. But I think it'll start to get back more to that Omarion Hampton bell cow status. And
yeah.
What a great way to test out his ability to really see how back he is from the injury when you're going up against Karlaftis and Jones and all them in the run stopping unit of the Chiefs. But if you were the Chargers, you had a wonderful game against the team, and the Philadelphia Eagles get to lick their chops by beating up on the redheaded stepchild of the AFC West. Doesn't you know what? As bad as Denver has been at different points over the past 10 years since the Super Bowl, somehow the Raiders have been worse. And
they only had that 1 year with Carr, and that was it.
Yeah, I don't really know. Like they had that 1 year, and then Carr got hurt in week 18 or something like that, so they didn't have him for that playoff game. But I don't know what it is, but the Raiders cannot get out of their own way. Can you believe that when I say it, it'll make complete sense, but can you believe that on over 30% of his runs, Ashton Genty is getting hit in the back? He's either getting stuffed at the line of scrimmage or getting hit for a TFL.
It's so bad. Like it's like people might think Genty's bad, but when you watch this Raiders offensive line, just not creating any holes. Like they're really not like getting any pressure. The funniest play I ever saw though from that game, from the little that I saw, was when Gino, he was in his own end zone and he still threw a screen to Ashton Genty, who was in the end zone, and Genty had to haul ass out of the end zone, so it wasn't a safety. I was like, why the fuck are you throwing that? Just throw it to the dirt in Genty's direction. It's still it's not grounding. Genty's in the area, but why would you throw it to Genty back there and stuff? I was laughing. I was just like I felt like some of the Broncos players couldn't believe that happened. Like they just kind of stood there like, wait, did he just really throw it to the dude in the end zone? And that's how Genty got out, because like they were just kind of shocked that happened. Like, like when you see something and for a minute your body just paralyzes and you're taking a while to process the thought. I felt that's what the Broncos defense, they were just like, that's why they didn't tackle Genty. They were like, wait, he threw to Genty in his own end zone. What? And then Genty hauled ass out of there. That shit was hilarious. I was like, Gino.
I will say, I do want to say this though, because I'm starting to see Broncos fans that don't know how to behave because they're not used to this. Last time this was happening was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I saw some dumb motherfucker make a post on the Broncos subreddit to try to claim that Denver chose better than the Raiders by picking R.J. Harvey over Ashton Genty. Now, first off, Denver didn't have an opportunity to pick Ashton Genty.
Yeah, you had no choice. You weren't in Genty range.
Second off, let's get that out of the way. Second off, they have no offensive line. Their offensive coordinator has been talking about, well, he's fired now, but the reason why he was fired was because he was talking about load management for Ashton Genty. They have no complementary pass offense, and the one person that could really help them get pass offense with Jacoby Myers, they traded him. Like all they have,
he didn't want to be there anymore. He was like, "Can you guys trade me?"
All they have is Brock Bowers. That's it. To try to help Ashton Genty
and Trey Tucker every once in a while he shows up. He's like, "Hey guys, I'm here."
But man, that is kudos to the Eagles for suffering a terrible loss on Monday Night Football, and then you can bounce back on Sunday, beat the piss out of the Raiders, and then try to quiet the narrative for another week before you face whoever next is on your schedule. I think we're both taking the Eagles here.
Yeah, like I can't even do my bit where I want the Cowboys to win the NFC East because The Raiders don't give you any. There's no hope with this team. Like the only hope is like if the Eagles truly implode, and then it's just like that. Because this is one of those games. December, Eagles fans are already pissed. Now they're more pissed because it's cold outside. I definitely see this though. Early in the game, bunch of stalled drives, nothing really happening. The boo birds come out where they're like, boo, they're booing every other fucking play and stuff, like how pissed they are and stuff. So they're not saying coop, they're booing. And yeah, no. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna say Eagles. Can't get yeah.
Well, let's turn to division versus division, or in division, AFC North. The Bengals hosting the Ravens. The Bengals just were playing the Ravens not too long ago. It was the valiant return of Joe Burrow on Thanksgiving. And in that game, they upset the Ravens, picking up the win. And now they get to try to see if they can do it again at home. The Bengals needed the win last week to really keep any form of playoff hopes alive. So it kind of is a meaningless game in the sense that you really don't have an opportunity at this point to try to get the division. I guess technically you do. There's like the slimmest of slim margins because you can pray that something happens with Pittsburgh, and because you do have like it's tied. You won one, they won one, but it's not looking really good. On the flip side, though, you do have the opportunity to do something fun, which many teams want to do, which is to eliminate one of your division rivals from being to get it to the playoffs. Like it's the General Hux thing from the Star Wars sequel trilogies. It's like, I don't care if you win, I just want X to lose.
Yeah.
And it is kind of a funny situation because it's like, if you're the Bengals, who do you hate more, the Ravens or the Steelers? Because if you're eliminating the Ravens, you're helping the Steelers. So you have to kind of make that decision if you're the Bengals to go, hey, what do we want to do? Do we want to just try to get a better draft pick? Do we want to look like we're doing something and, maybe take a little bit off here? They did, interestingly, release Jermaine Burton, who, unfortunate, failed experiment there. They drafted him. I think he was in his third year. I think he was in his third year.
Yeah, third. I think this was the second year, Jermaine Burton.
Was this the second year?
Yeah, because he was he went to Georgia, went to Bama, and then afterwards he was at Alabama, and then he was a rookie, and Bengals fans were hyped about him because he was drafted in like the third round.
Yeah,
and then afterwards, like I think this was the second year.
Yeah, it was 2024. So he is now a free agent for any team that's interested in him. There was like no effort really shown by him, and that was a situation like that's part. Luckily for the Bengals, they had Yoshi step up. But if you're the Bengals, you've got to be looking at different things to what can we do with this roster. You got to try to strike while you can and take swing. If you swing and you miss, at least you swung, right? Like that's really the argument there. If you're the Ravens, this is a must win.
Oh, they have to win this game.
Win out. Right now, you are in a win out position because you have to be able to go punch for punch, pray that the Steelers lose a game, and then wait for week 18. Because if you go into week 18 with this, I think if they go into week 18 with the same record, they have already, where is it? They beat the Ravens already. So if they go into with the same record, then I don't know how that tiebreaker exactly would work because we have to see how the rest of the season plays out. But why risk it? You need a Steelers loss, and you need to win out every single game so that by the time you get to week 18, you already have it, and you kind of are being able to stamp it secure. So I'm thinking Ravens desperation mode. I'm picking the Ravens on this one.
I think Joe Burrow, he does his best Grim Reaper impression. He couldn't keep the team alive, but he'll ruin the hopes and dreams of all the teams he faces. I got the Bengals. The Ravens just haven't looked good right now. That game against the Steelers was pathetic. Pathetic. Lamar hasn't thrown a passing touchdown. Isaiah Likely's like a curse on the goal line. Like, this is just not it. Do you think this is it for Harbaugh? Do you think John Harbaugh's done?
I don't think so. I think he's got another. I think another year.
Because it's not the same people anymore. He has like a whole new GM. It's no longer Ozzy and stuff. Like,
that's true.
Do you think like they just think, hey, we need a different voice?
But see, then we talk about this all the time. Who do they get to replace him?
No, I think they'll find. It's the Ravens. They're going to find someone.
No. We can't say that because they haven't.
I think they'll find someone that
find somebody in like 20 years.
To
your point, it's not the same GM as before.
Yeah, he might not like John as much.
I don't know if we can just say
there might be a coach he really loves. Well, there's a couple of like younger guys that like maybe he brings them in or something.
Sure. I don't see. That's my thing is, I would rather try to work with Harbaugh than try to figure out who I'm going to try.
Hey man, in Ravens, if you fire John Harbaugh, you're going to be a great assistant head coach for the Chargers. John Harbaugh, I cannot wait. Jim's going to hire him. He's going to be our special teams coach and fucking assistant head coach.
Yeah, that'll annoy me even more. I got two freaking nuts on the sideline.
So great. Gotta get to coach football with my brother. It's like back in the day when we were backyard football. It's like, okay, Jim, calm down.
Oh, but I will say this. Actually, hold on. First and foremost, I forgot to do this last time. I need you to apologize to Cameron Dicker for saying that Joe Alt is
the best Charger. It doesn't matter.
You would be. I saw pictures of you when the Eagles were winning and video from you when the Eagles were winning. Cameron Dicker won that game for you guys.
Yeah, no, he's the second best Charger.
He's the second best Charger? No, he's the best Charger. Best ability is availability.
I'm sorry that Joe Alt has to carry the team on his back when he's pass blocking for Herbert.
He can't carry the team on his back. That's because his leg broke.
Yeah, because it was so much pressure carrying these bums.
But you know whose leg doesn't break? Whose leg doesn't fold? Cameron Dicker.
The best kicker in the NFL.
Best player on the Chargers. I'm glad we agree.
No. Best kicker in the NFL. Second best player on the Chargers.
Where I was gonna go with this is you boy after the game when shit, I forget her name, but she's trying to get the interview with him, and he's Joe Alt would have stopped that. Joe Alt would have been like, I would love to be interviewed by you while my quarterback goes and celebrates.
I think Herbert was mad because they normally have a spot, and she was kind of chasing him down and wasn't giving Herbert like time to celebrate real quick. I think that's literally why Herbert was upset, was because he just wanted a moment and then he would have done the interview, but it was like she was chasing him. It wasn't like she was waiting until he got to the Chargers. He wasn't trying to dodge the interview. It just felt like he wanted to.
I was laughing while it was happening because I was like, she is pissing him off so much.
Yeah, he's like, bro, like my arm's bleeding. I'm freaking like, I my coach called an inside zone, and I said, "Fuck that! I'm keeping it myself to run for the first down. Like, give me a break."
Well, with that being said, let's turn from one injured quarterback to another.
Oh, this is a meaningless game. Come on, do we know Jaden Daniels got hurt? Do we need to break this down? We know he hurt.
I'm gonna say this: we don't know whether he's gonna be playing or not.
He's showing it right now. I think this is it. Like, just let Mariota. I felt bad for Ertz though.
Yo, Ertz, yeah,
that's career ending.
Zach Ertz tears his ACL at his age, coming back from that, very tough. And if I remember right, Zach Ertz is on a 1-year contract, like just kind of thing. If you are the Commanders, it is officially John Bates and Ben Sinnott time. That's why you drafted Ben Sinnott, or Sinnott, however it's pronounced. But that's why you drafted him, to be the guy at tight end. And you cannot, like, every year that I get the idea of the window, and I get potentially the idea of tight ends are replaceable. But every year that you don't let Ben Sinnott be the starter, you are wasting that rookie contract. And one of the best things that Jaden Daniels can have is Ben Sinnott really learning, and then you start paying him instead of paying Zach Ertz, who could break because of his age. It's not a knock against him. It's just father is undefeated. You are running the risk all the time of something happening to Ertz. It finally did. This would not have happened to Ben Sinnott. Like it could have, because freak injuries happen regardless. But like the odds, the probability is much lower with somebody who is 23 or 24 versus somebody who I think is older than I am, or at least my age. So like, there's times where I wake up in the morning and I'm like, wait a minute, why do I still exist? And this is just Hurts. Okay, so he's 1 year younger than me. He just turned 35, and I'm 36.
Yeah, but he has a football body. He's been playing this for a long time, getting hit.
Point. Yeah.
35 for him is really like 60.
Yeah. So are you taking Giants? The Jackson Dart?
Yeah.
Giants. Listen, Dart, keep doing what you're doing. Try to be safer about it though, and convince Wan'Dale Robinson that he wants to take a team-friendly deal so that you guys can spend some of that money on the offensive line, the defense, and another playmaker.
Oh, dude, bro, come on.
Because I
guarantee that there's that dumb team that's going to give Wan'Dale Robinson all this money.
What?
There's that dumb team. They're going to give Wan'Dale Robinson all this money.
I was about to say, I guarantee you right now, George Payton will give Wan'Dale Robinson some of that money.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I will not be surprised. Because the Panthers, for whatever reason, they always have cap space. I don't know how they have cap space, but they do. Isn't it every year you see the Panthers sign someone and you're like, wait, why do they have all this cap space? Like, I thought then they just extended Horn and Brown. Like, they still have money, and it's like the Panthers are actually, that's a team. Like, hey, Tet's on a rookie deal. They might outbid for George Pickens. Wouldn't be bad.
Very good chance.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted to say. Yeah. Oh, come on. You can totally give me the forecast for Sunday, because I know it's gonna be freaking terrible.
For what? For what game? Bears?
God. And I live here. Even for me, this is kind of a little on the too cold side. If Colleen's awake and paying attention in the other room, she's like, wait a minute, he said something could be too cold? Because normally I don't find the cold bad at all. But this weekend in the greater Chicagoland area,
oh no,
it will be 6 degrees, and with the real feel with wind chill, it's going to be -5. And then from what I saw, the potential is that it could be as low with wind chill as -20.
Any chance for some nice little snow? Will we see the whiteness of Soldier Field?
No, I don't. So that's the thing. I don't think there's any probability of precipitation. So it's going to be just cold and windy and shitty from that perspective for playing football. But if you're the Bears, that's kind of what you want.
Yeah.
However, you're going to be playing a team that, if anybody knows how to play in the cold, it should be Cleveland. They're not that far. Height different, altitude different, not altitude, longitude difference from Chicago.
Yeah.
And you need, like, that was a heartbreaking loss, absolutely heartbreaking loss for the Chicago Bears against the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. I was watching the game with RJ actually at a bar around the corner from my house, and just the way that whole bar kind of just deflated when Caleb threw that pick. Oh
yeah, but they fought back. That was good to see.
Yeah, but I'm saying that game ending, but like that was because the thing is, if you and as a quasi Bears fan, for years with both Fields and Trubisky, you'd have a situation where the Bears are trying to win a game-winning drive or fourth quarter comeback, and Fields or Trubisky somehow, some way would either cough the ball up in a fumble, they would throw a pick, they would throw a wobbler or something like that. The receiver would get it, but then it would pop out of the hands and be something like that. You always saw, but you felt, especially this year with Caleb being 5 fourth quarter comebacks and 5 game-winning drives, you felt as though that just was not him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See it happen, especially against the Packers. It's like, oh man, that is just like that knife. The knife is that it happened. The twist is that it was against the Packers. And so if you're the Bears, you went from the number 1 seed to the 7th seed. We're running into multiple must-win games here. The Browns.
Yeah, this is a big one too.
Yeah, the Browns aren't fighting for shit. But the Bears,
they're fighting for Fedor's pride. What are you talking about? They're fighting for Myles Garrett breaking the sack record.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, what did you think about this? The Stefanski pulling Shedeur out for
the stupid, overthinking, stupid ass shit, dude. Like that play. Look, I understand how that game was going. A trick play sometimes is the best call. But the way Shedeur, my guy, who I've been campaigning for this whole year, that's why the wrists are up, boys. Throw your wrist up. Just like we throw the one up for the OTC, we throw up the wrist for our dude, Shedeur Sanders. He was dealing. Shedeur was so good in that game. That floater pass to Njoku, that strike to Judy. Throw that wrist up, my boy. Shedeur Sanders. And then instead of keeping the hot hand in, Stefanski's like, oh, they won't see this coming. Quick play, direct snap, throw it back to the receiver. Receiver throws it to our tight end open. That's what the play was supposed to be. Guess what? It was stupid. The tight ends didn't even fall for it. They knew that you weren't doing no wildcat. You had a better chance if you just did a traditional wildcat run than doing what the fuck you did. The dumbest play. Should have kept Shedeur in. He was dealing. He was hot. You deserve to be fired. Go get fired. Take Dylan Gabriel with you to the XFL, and let my dog throw the wrist up, shine.
That actually, okay, not specifically related to this, but overall,
I didn't see you throw the wrist up.
Yeah, overall.
No, throw the wrist up, John. We got to throw the wrist up for Shedeur.
If I'm throwing the wrist up,
acknowledge our tribal quarterback.
Any player on the Cleveland Browns, it's for Harold Fannin Jr., not Shedeur Sanders. But
you got to throw the wrist up for our tribal quarterback. Yeah, our tribal quarterback. Our swag back.
Quinshon Judkins? What are we talking about here?
No, our swag back, Shedeur Sanders. Come on.
But if you are the Browns,
to this day, I'm ride or die with Shedeur.
If you're the Browns, do you now? Granted, I know you just said it because of what he did there, but like generally speaking, do you get rid of Kevin Stefanski?
Yeah, you have to. Like Stefanski, look, he's just not a good head coach right now. I'm not saying he will never become a good head coach again, but I just think him and the organization, they're just at a pass at this point. This is the 4th time he's fucked up on a quarterback. The 4th time. He fucked up with Baker. You know, like him and Baker, they couldn't get along, led to the divorce there. I'm sure he was part of the Deshaun Watson. Banging on the table. Let's get Deshaun Watson in. Bam, you got Deshaun Watson in. And that was a nightmare for 2 years for them. Mm-hmm. And then you drafted 2 young quarterbacks, and you chose the wrong one in Dylan Gabriel, and you had Dylan Gabriel. Well, keep in mind, too, if you want to count Joe Flacco, then he's fucked up with 5 quarterbacks. But you had Gabriel, and Gabriel sucked. And then finally, he has Shedeur Sanders, and it seems like there's a weird pride thing with Stefanski where he does not want to admit he was wrong about Sanders. So he's trying to find ways to sabotage this guy. That's how it comes off to me, is that Stefanski doesn't want to admit that, like, yeah, I was wrong about Shedeur. So that's why these are 4 quarterbacks that he's missed on. 4, and he's fucked up on. You have to let him go. I'm sorry, like, go find someone else. I don't know. Ask Dion if he wants to coach the Browns. Do something. I don't know.
Could you imagine if they got Dion?
That would be the worst coaching hire, but it would be funny. But no, like
it'd be entertaining at the very least.
Like they're a perfect team where, like, you know, if you want to go for an Arthur Smith or a Matt Nagy, just because you don't want to go for like one of these newer coaches, sure, go with one of them, or hire one of the Kubiak kids. Let them try to like figure out being a head coach like their dad. Like, you know, see if they have their dad's mental toughness or something of being a head coach. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, you
So
gotta go let go. Stefanski's still good. Like, he's still a good offensive mind. I think he's a smart guy and everything. I don't think he's bad. He's not like Zach Taylor, where I just feel like Zach Taylor's like, you just be an OC for the rest of your career. You're not meant to be a head coach. I think Stefanski could be a head coach. I just think that him and the Browns, he's made so many mistakes with the Browns, and it's like, yeah, he won 2 coaches of the year. So what? They fire coaches of the year sometimes.
So yeah, part of the reason why I wanted to ask here is because the Giants are also looking for a head coach, and we're seeing a report that Notre Dame athletic director Pete Bevacqua is aware of potential NFL interest in Marcus Freeman, but will push to retain Freeman and make him one of college football's highest-paid coaches. So I wanted to ask if I think for most coaches in college, the goal is to get to the NFL, right?
Yeah.
But if you're Marcus Freeman and you have potentially choices here, right? Because we're anticipating, because obviously the Giants is one, right? The Titans is another. And we, at least you and I, are anticipating a potential change in Atlanta and potentially for the Browns. If you're Marcus Freeman, which would you want the most?
Marcus Freeman, he's done great work for Notre Dame. If you ask Notre Dame fans, they don't want to lose him. He knows how to recruit. And keep in mind, Notre Dame has more strict recruiting rules compared to like most other colleges for being the status that they're at. Like, it's one of those things where it's like it's a lot harder sometimes to recruit a talent to Notre Dame than it is to like an Alabama or a Georgia or what we're seeing with Indiana. Like you have to have like certain faith. There's certain things like they do a lot of background checks. It's a tough school to get into, not only for football but also educational wise for a reason.
Yeah.
And the thing is this: yeah, you can get paid a lot of money to be the Notre Dame head coach, or you can go to the NFL. Hey, if it doesn't work out, there's 136 colleges that will fucking line up for you and pay you a lot of money. And it doesn't matter if it's Notre Dame or not. You will still be one of the more regarded head coaches in football. So you're Marcus Freeman. I think the Giants is interesting because it's in New York and stuff. The one thing about him, he unlike most college coaches, like that's why him and Sark have an advantage playing at big programs with big media that focuses only on their teams. So they're ready for this. Like, I think Tennessee, that's Sark's job to lose. Like, I'd be shocked if Sarkisian somehow is not the Tennessee Titans head coach. Just shocked. I would be like, why didn't the Titans hire him? Did he show? Was he drunk during the interview? Like, what happened? Like, Sark is either going to Tennessee or he's going to New York. Freeman, he's kind of one of those guys. Like, he brings swagger, confidence. He'd be great for the Browns. I think he'd be great for the Browns because, like, Atlanta, it's like kind of like, I don't know, like that's something that's like a whole roster overhaul that he has to do.
But if you think about it, they're probably the most playmaker ready.
They are, but Freeman's a defensive coach.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. He can concentrate on the defense and allow his whoever he picks his offensive coordinator to just kind of run roughshot.
But if you're Freeman and you look at the Browns defense, you're saying to yourself, I get Myles Garrett and a bunch of great talent.
That's
true. It doesn't matter if it's a playmaker, and then also too, he works well with these young quarterbacks that have issues, and Shador has issues, and so it's like you have a coach that like will be like, hey, I'm riding with you, I'm throwing the wrist up with you and stuff. He has swagger, like.
So I anticipate the answer is no, but do you think that there's any from an NFL perspective that there's any kind of not pushback, but there's any kind of flack or bad vibes with the idea that Notre Dame removes itself from bowl contention because that's their coach?
I think that the reason why they moved back is because Marcus Freeman may not be focused, but may be focusing on his interviews, and they were like, yeah, we're not going to, we're not, because the coaching cycle is such a quick cycle, and Notre Dame would have been playing in one of these January games, and that's when Freeman could have been talking to some of these teams that are eliminated from the playoffs, like the Browns, like the Giants, like all these other teams. I think the reason why Freeman didn't go for the Bears job was because he knew he wasn't going to get it. like there was talks, stay in the state of Illinois, blah blah blah, take the Chicago job, and it's like, no, he wasn't going to get it. Ben Johnson was available. Sorry, like once the Bears became the clear, like you're not beating Ben Johnson, like that. That was just like it was just simple mathematics. For Marcus Freeman's like, yeah, I'm a top coaching candidate, but I ain't Ben Johnson level of coaching candidate. Like Ben Johnson is like Jimmy Johnson of this era, where it's just like, oh my God, you have to get this coach. He's going to change everything. Da da da. That's how Ben Johnson was talking about. Marcus Freeman, it's like, yeah, respect. Like you turned around Notre Dame, who everyone thought was dead in the water after Brian Kelly ruined that roster. You got the most out of that team. Respect. But like I think Notre Dame pulled out because they were just like, one, we're going to lose a lot of kids in the transfer portal. We don't know if these kids are going to play in the bowl game. So that's a bowl that we're just going to lose. It don't matter how good Marcus Freeman is as a coach. And then three, we think our coach, we really got to sit down with our coach and figure out, is he staying or is he going? How much would it take for him to stay?
Yeah.
Do we have the bread to keep him to stay? Or is his ambitions as, you know what, I'll go coach in the NFL. And hey, if he sucks, doesn't matter. There'll be a bunch of 136 colleges lining up for him saying, come coach for us.
So we are both taking the Bears, I think, here.
Oh, yeah. We're taking the Bears, yeah.
Let's turn to Titans traveling to the Niners. Good win for the Titans.
Yeah.
Not the greatest when it comes to the perspective of helping the team long term, but picking second overall is not that bad.
I mean, me and my friend were talking about this.
The Texans found themselves with CJ Stroud because of that. So
yeah, no, but me and my friends were talking about this. Would you trade up for any of these quarterbacks, even if you were a quarterback needy team? Because I feel like it's one of those drafts where it's like Mendoza is obviously like the number one guy, right? But if you don't need Mendoza and you're a team that doesn't need him, are you really going to trade up to the number one pick to guarantee you're going to get Mendoza? Like, I feel like the first quarterback taken will be in the third or the fourth pick. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel 3 and 4 hold more value than 1 and 2 in this draft.
Right, and which I generally can agree with you. So first off, I misspoke. The Titans are picking third, and that's relevant because the team picking second currently is the Raiders. And if you're
they need a quarterback.
Wrong with this was we got to look at the teams that would need to pick quarterback or would want to pick quarterback, and where are they picking? So first, let's go through this list. So right now, this top 10 in order is Giants, Raiders, Titans, Browns, Saints, Commanders, Jets, Cardinals, Rams, Bengals. So I think first off, we can eliminate the Bengals. They don't need a quarterback.
No.
You could make an argument that the Rams might want to pick a quarterback because of Stafford's age.
I think they'll do that. I think they'll pick a quarterback later though, like in the
first round pick.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Falcons one. So we'll eliminate the Rams next at 9 overall. Now you have the Cardinals. They're an interesting one because they're
taking a quarterback.
They would take a quarterback. Now, right now on paper, it's saying Spencer Fennell. But let's put down the Cardinals. Okay, so Cards at 8. But
I feel like you can get one of the quarterbacks at 8 this year.
So hold on. I'm just getting the list of teams.
Okay.
That would need a quarterback. The Jets, you could argue that they would take a quarterback.
No, they should.
And they may want to wait till next year. So for argument's sake, let's say that the Jets could take a quarterback or would be interested in one. If any of these guys separate themselves enough to be worthy of moving up, that's our caveat. Commanders, I think they don't need a quarterback. They're gonna keep rolling with Jaden. The Saints at 5, they do need a quarterback, or they have to see whether or not they want to at least try to bring in competition for Tyler Shuck. We've talked about Shuck playing himself into the starter role and showing that he's worthy of facing a competition battle.
I think he's the starter.
I think if he wins like 2 more games, he's the starter. But I can see them saying, let's bring in competition.
Because I could look at it if you're the Saints and you're just like, hey, you know what? There's a bunch of good edge rushers, and we're in the top 5 pick in this year's draft. Let's just ride with Shuck for 1 more year, get like a blue chip edge rusher, and then afterwards, if Shuck sucks the following year, hey, guess what? The quarterback class this next year is supposed to be better, so let's just do that.
I'll roll with that because I like how that sounds. So we'll remove the Saints.
Yeah, because they need like a blue chip edge rusher. Like that's what they're missing. They're just missing that one person they can pair up with Granderson and that big fucker that they have, Peter Wood. No, what's his name? What's his name? The Brian Brisset. They need to pair someone up with that guy.
So now let's look at our top four. The Giants are picking one. They're not taking a quarterback. And
No,
I think they would want to move off of the first overall pick. That's the other thing. Number two is the Raiders. They are picking Mendoza, which I think they would be. That's who they have.
The Raiders are kind of in the best situation because the Giants are not going to strong arm them and be like, hey, we're taking a quarterback. They're like, cool. You have 2 first-round quarterbacks, you dummies. Go right ahead. They're in the best position right now at number 2.
Which leaves us with the Titans at 3 and the Browns at 4. The Browns don't need a quarterback. Now, maybe there's an argument that they could take one, but they don't need one. So really, the teams that need a quarterback in the top 10 are the Cards at 8, the Jets at 7. Do you need to? Who is going to be willing to move up to 3 in order to get? Because here's the thing: if you believe that the Raiders are going to take a quarterback, you have to take the first overall pick.
Yeah,
you have to take the Giants.
That's the thing. The Raiders won't move up. I think the Raiders they already have 2 quarterbacks they like. It depends on how the Raiders smoke screen this second pick and how much they get a team to jump up ahead of them and not take the guy that they really want. Because
going with this means that you have to then decide if you're the Cardinals or the Jets per se, whether or not you are comfortable with Mendoza, if Mendoza is the one that falls to you, or Dante Moore, if Dante Moore is the one that falls to you, or Ty Simpson, if Ty Simpson is the one that falls to you.
Yeah, I feel Simpson, he's the guy that will be available at 8. It's between Moore and Mendoza, who's 1 and 2. Yeah. And then you're wondering to yourself, how much do the Jets and Cardinals love Mendoza to give a good offer to the Giants? But the problem is like, and the thing is too, the Cardinals, they do have some good players that they could actually, throw into a trade package to, like, hey, a Buda Baker with where they won't probably have to give up too much draft, kind of like the Bears, how they coveted DJ Moore. They wanted DJ Moore, so that's why the Panthers didn't give up like a lot of picks like they probably should have because they gave up a premier player in DJ Moore. Cardinals can kind of do the same thing. Hey, who's to say they just say, you know what, it's not working. Marvin Harrison Jr., do you want him? And they're like, can you give us Marvin Harrison Jr. with some bricks and stuff? Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I'm just saying it's not out of the realm of possibility. What if they just say, let's give them Marvin Harrison Jr.? What if they decide Buda Baker's the piece or something? Or, they have the Sweat guy that's been doing good for them and they want to add another edge rusher.
If you're leapfrogging the Raiders to try to make sure you get Mendoza by going 101, let's say you're the Cardinals, and let's say just for argument's sake, the package includes Marvin Harrison. That means Jackson Dart has Marvin Harrison and Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like they could look at this saying, let's start fresh. We already have McBride. That's a good piece for our quarterback, our new quarterback. Let's just start from fresh. The Jets, though, they have the best ammunition to move up to number 1. They have the best ammunition. Like the Jets have all these draft picks.
Right now, they have 7th overall and 18th overall this year.
Yeah, and then they have 3 next year. And they have 2nd-round picks, too. So it's like the Jets have the best ammunition to, make a move if they fall in love with a Mendoza or a Dante Moore. But it's up to the Raiders to smoke. The Raiders are the key in this because they have to smoke screen. They have to, when we hear the draft rumors, they have to be like, oh, Raiders are taking Mendoza no matter what and stuff. And then they're really trying to smoke screen saying, we really want Dante Moore. We just want a team to trade up. So that way they can take Mendoza. And then that way we don't have it where it's like, sorry, fan base, we couldn't get him. It is. I mean, the Raiders could always move up 1 spot if they want. They could.
And that's The question
I
there
don't
is,
know what they're offering the Giants, but they could do that.
yeah, what does that cost you to move up? Because if you think about it, like what the Giants need, the Raiders don't really have.
Yeah.
They don't have an offensive line.
Well,
right?
I mean,
They don't.
Colton Miller, I mean, he could switch to right tackle. He's getting up there in age. You can add Colton Miller to the package.
I guess what I'm saying is, like, if you're sending second overall, Colton Miller,
and then a second this year, and then maybe a third and a second next year, that gets you to number one.
Maybe.
I mean, because Colton Miller, like, he's getting up there in age, so it could be a point where, you know, he plays right tackle or you kick him inside to guard. That's a huge boost to your offensive line.
Let's look at this. Hold on real quick, because just to see if how relevant that is. 22 million cap hit next year, and then the out is in the 2027 season. But he just signed a 3-year, $66 million deal with the Raiders, $42.5 million guaranteed. So that'll be interesting to see.
He's the only piece I can think of that if the Giants go like, we want Genty, and they're like, no, and then they're like, all right,
we want Bowers. That's also no.
That's also no. Crosby, we might trade him to a contender.
That I think if they that's the best piece they have. Sorry, that's the best piece that is expendable.
Yeah, well, the problem is the Giants are going to be like, we already have edge rushers. Like, we don't need.
Which is why I'm saying what the Giants do need, the Raiders don't have.
Yeah.
Because the other aspect of it is, if you're the Raiders, why do you want to trade away a Colton Miller after you, one, extended him, but two, if you are trading up to get a quarterback, you need that offensive line to be as stalwart as it can.
They don't care, bro. We seen this. They don't give a fuck. They moved their best guard to center, and it's been a horrible experience. They moved their best center to guard, Power Johnson, and he hasn't been playing well at guard. He's a good center.
You know, it is just one of those situations where I'm like, gosh, the Titans, because this is how we started this conversation. You got it. It's not even a question of winning. It's just build off of the momentum. If you're Cam Ford, show that you can lead this team. And it's not necessarily that you got to lead to victories, because victories are tough with the roster that you have. But be scrappy. That's
just play well enough where you don't lose one of these top tackles or top edge rushers.
It is a situation where, like, you can afford, because, like, if you look at what Tankathon was saying, right now it has them at 3 taking Reuben Bain Jr. But if you are interested in one of these tackles, that is right now they're saying the Cards take them at 8, the Rams take
who do they have as the top tackles right now? Like the ones that are going, is it Fanal and Lomu?
So for 8, with the Cards, it's Spencer Fano. At 9, it's Francis Moigoa from Miami.
Yeah.
The next OT taken is your boy Caden Proctor at 22 to the Texans, and then Caleb Lomu 26th to the Niners.
That's a steal at 20. I love Caleb Lomu. He's a beast.
And then at 27 with the Jaguars pick, the Browns take Isaiah World from Oregon.
Yeah, but Panal's the best tackle in this class. He's a beast. I like him a lot.
What I'm saying is, I don't anticipate the Titans winning this game, but, like, if you're the Titans, if you're scrappy, even if you luck into a win similar to what happened this past week
last week,
against the Browns, you can afford to go from 3 to like 5, because Fano and Maigoa will more than likely still be there. More than likely, we don't know exactly, but, like, you still have good opportunities to get them. So we'll see how that goes. But if you're the Niners, gotta win. This is another must win, because, like, you're in a situation where you have the Rams controlling the division. The Seahawks are a 10-3 wild card team. You to go punch for punch, because if you start taking any forms of losses, you're letting the Bears creep up and potentially knock you out. And your issue there is you can't afford to kind of lose, because you have the Lions at 8-5, and you don't know what's going to happen with Tampa and the Panthers. Whoever doesn't win the division there could easily be trying to take you out. of the sixth spot in the wild card. So you got to win this one, but the Niners seem like they're back.
Yeah, no, they're
rolling.
Run CMC, baby.
And speaking of, let's stay in the NFC. We're gonna take.
Are these both afternoon games? The Niners and the Rams game? Is this both afternoon?
Give me 1 sec. I will let you know.
Because that's a good afternoon slate. If both those teams are playing, that's like you got to double screen that just because like the Lions are kind of hoping for an upset.
They are both 325s on Fox. I'm on Fox.
And the Panther and the Saints are on there. Man, what an after! This is like the best afternoon slate I've ever seen.
And the Colts and the Seahawks. And the Broncos are all afternoon games.
Wow, what a great Wow, when have we had this load of afternoon slate?
You know why? Because there's no more bye weeks.
I know, but this is like normally the afternoon slate. There's only like one game you care about, and the other two are the Cardinals and whoever else, the Raiders. Then you're like, what's this?
But we're staying in the NFC. We're staying with the NFC West. It's the Los Angeles Rams, not just the division leader, but the leader of the entire NFC at 10-3, hosting the 8th seed, knocking on the door, trying to get in there. Really happy with that Chicago Bears loss. The 8-5 Detroit Lions come to town, and the Lions are so banged up. And this is like now weirdly, it's a rivalry game because of the whole trade that happened with the staff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they shove it down our throats way too much.
And I don't mind it. I don't mind it that much. I don't mind it if it's the playoffs, because then I'm like, okay, these teams definitely earned this. This is just like the NFL schedule makers were like, how do we find a way to get Stafford versus Goff again? So, I just don't trust the Lions defense.
Yeah, it's all banged up too. They lost Brian Branch for the season. Kirby Joseph is out.
Terry Arnold's out.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, he's definitely closed on Sundays for sure.
Oh, listen, we can't have both of them injured at the same time. So thank God Pat's.
Hey, TA, man, tell me what's going on, TA. How's the recovery going?
Bro, he has such a monotone fucking voice. I love it. Pat has like no emotion. He just walks.
Come on, man.
The dude is just a Terminator. He's a Terminator. He's just
he's a second generation football player, and his dad was a great football player. I'm not surprised he's a Terminator.
He's like, the only time I show emotion is when the quarterback is winning.
Pat, you know how like we saw that it means Amon. You know how we saw that Amon-Ra's dad would like put him and his brother through all these crazy workouts. I would not be surprised if I heard that like Pat Surtain Sr. was all like, all right, Pat, 100 push-ups before you head out that door, and then he'd be doing 100 push-ups just because like that's what his dad was and stuff. Like he's just like whatever, dude. Like he's just like, yeah, man. Tell me what's going on, TA. What do you know about this game? How you guys attacking the Rams this week?
Did you see the interview that they did with Steve Smith Sr.?
Yeah,
that shit was great. I love that. But
yeah,
the point about the thing when Terry Arnold's trying to tell Steve Smith how to warm things up in the microwave. I was like, come on, man. He's like 20 years older than you. You don't think he knows how to heat things up in the microwave?
You know what's so funny? I know we should be talking about this pivotal NFC matchup, but it's hilarious because like younger kids, they rely so much on this microwave. Like it's like it's like a scene that I've learned is like they don't know how to really cook, and not an insult. Like it's okay, but it's like I always tell them like at least air fry it. Like why are you microwaving everything? Like these kids love the microwave.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see Sully had 4 interceptions in the Monsters Inc. game? What a beast.
Star of the show.
So my friend did not realize. He's like, man, dude, this game is so good. Like, how the fuck did they know that Mike Wazowski and Sully, like, bro, they're like a play behind. Like, that's why. I didn't realize
that at first, too, either. And then I pulled up ESPN on my computer just to check the box score for something. I was like, wait a minute. Why is this 2 minutes in the future? I was like, wait, like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that's how they can get Sully and Mike to do these cool plays.
I'm like, that says. I was like, looked up. I was like, that says 11 minutes left in the second quarter. this says 9 minutes left of the second.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. And
Because they learned their mistake from the toys, because that's what they learned from the Toy Story game. They can't do it live because then it's just too hard.
Colleen's like, yeah, they probably have to program it. I'm like, God damn it, switch.
Yeah. That's why they had Sully get the sack, Sully with the tackle, Mike Wazowski with the catches. It's just like, because they know it's like, oh, these are the plays that are gonna happen and stuff.
But yeah,
because my friend was like, man, they really knew like Sully with that, they scripted. I'm like, bro, there's 2 plays behind, dog. Like, calm down.
So yeah, I'm thinking Rams got this one.
I got the Rams, and then Corum, like they're really smart with it too, because they're kind of resting Kyron Williams a little bit, and they're getting Blake Corum warmed up and stuff, so they're having Corum run the ball more, and they still have Kyron, but it's like kind of smart. They're taking care of, like, you know, a guy that's going to be really pivotal to what this team does. But it's kind of like, you know, McVay, he's doing what Campbell wants to do with the ball, and it's just like, honestly, the Lions offense, it's really just been kind of way too inconsistent recently, but they rely a lot on Gibbs. And if Gibbs kind of doesn't do Gibbs things, then it's kind of like they're not really scoring and stuff. So, yeah, it'll be interesting, but I got the Rams. They just look like a well-oiled machine. They look like one of the best teams in the NFL. Somehow they'll lose to the Panthers in the NFC title game, but it's okay.
Speaking of,
they already lost to the Panthers.
How do you feel about Saints and Panthers?
Man, it's tough. I don't know. Like, are the Panthers, are they going to lose this week? They're just like, we can't be 2 in a row. Not us. Not us.
Why not us? Who's got it better?
They're like, not us. We got to be on the same level as the Chiefs. Chiefs winning this week? Yeah. All right, we got to lose. I don't know. Chuck showed me something. He's fine. Panthers, I guess, are the better team. Not sure.
I mean, Tet's now projected to be Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he's great. I'm gonna regret this, but give me the Panthers. I have nothing to say about this team. Like, it's just like, we're gonna pick against them in the playoffs, John, and somehow, some way, they're gonna make the fucking Super Bowl.
Listen, I'll take the Saints to keep it funny and interesting.
Yeah.
But it really is a coin flip game, because it's like, these are both terrible. They're both good, terrible teams.
Yeah,
good teams. Like, however you want to slice it. But let's turn towards one really, 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 really good team, and one team that plays with my heart rate every week.
Yeah.
The Broncos.
Probably worse than the Chargers for me this year.
Yeah. The 11-2 Broncos, number 1 seed in the AFC, by virtue of beating the Raiders twice, own a common game tiebreaker win over the Patriots. So if they both win every single game from here on out, Denver Broncos have the number 1 seed, which is insane. But I have a feeling that they're going to lose this game because the Packers are just that damn good on defense.
Yeah.
This defense is so good. It is ugly. And I saw somebody, this is the second thing that I wanted to say.
Which defense is better to you? The Packers, the Seahawks, or the Texans? Right now.
Texans.
Yeah.
I would say it's Texans 1, Seahawks 2, Packers 3. Between them.
We'll have sometimes those weird games. The Texans in the fourth quarter, that's like the scariest defense in the fourth quarter, bro.
Here's the thing. I'm watching Sunday Night Football, and I'm looking at this, and I'm going, how did Denver win? How did Denver beat this defense? Granted, it was an 18-5 win, 18-15 win. But how did Denver beat this defense?
Well, wasn't it that D'Amico was calling the plays for like the first portion of the season, and then they finally gave? When did you guys play them? What week was that recently? Right?
It
was like a few weeks ago, huh?
Yeah. It was a little while ago. It
Okay,
was.
so you had the DC call on the plays. Yeah, I don't know how you guys beat them.
It was. I want to say it was. Hold on. Was it week? It was week 9.
Oh yeah, no, that was the new guy calling the plays.
Okay, so that might explain why they were able to
No,
win.
he's good. He's the reason why they're good. So I don't know
No,
how you beat them. Yeah.
it is. It's honestly it's a little mind boggling, but that's kind of what this season has been. So now going back to what I was saying before about Broncos fans not knowing like how to deal with this success because it's been so foreign for so long.
Yeah.
In addition to seeing somebody try to make the claim that RJ Harvey's better than Ashton Genty, I saw somebody say, "Isn't it wild? Like, is anybody else really surprised? And isn't it wild that Packers are favored in this game by 2.5 in the spread and on the money line?" And I said, "No, it is absolutely makes sense that they would be favored because they are the fifth. They're the fifth best offense in points allowed. Denver, I think, is fourth, and they are the sixth best defense in yardage allowed, and Denver is 5th.
Mm-hmm.
They are a defense that are close to the level of the Texans, but they have an offense that is way better than the Texans' offense. They can actually run the ball. The Texans can't really run the ball. On top of that, with Jaden Reed back, they have offensive playmakers back. They're not just relying on some random ass deep shot to Christian Watson because they don't have Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave is not Tucker Kraft. Now with Jaden Reed back, this is a very dynamic offense. And we saw that against the Bears defense. The Bears defense gets great turnovers, but they're not that great elsewhere. But for the Packers to put up 28 on them, really good. Like that's still good, regardless of how bad the general defense is, and you only commit 1 turnover. I think that the Broncos defense can stop the Packers offense, or at least slow them down. I don't know if the Broncos offense can go punch for punch with whatever the Packers offense will be able to do against the Broncos defense. In order for this to win, in order for Broncos to win this game, this has to be a turnover game. They have to get turnovers, meaning Denver. And on top of that, I think they have to get back to the 2015 Broncos, where they're not just getting fumbles or getting interceptions, but they're getting fumble sixes and they're getting pick sixes. Or you have to at least be getting them in where by the time you get tackled, Denver's at least in field goal range. Because this is going to be a fight. This game is going to be an absolute fight. It's a coin flip game, and I don't feel comfortable taking Denver. I don't. I'm going Packers on this one.
Yeah, I got Packers because I need you guys to lose so the Chargers can win the West.
That's fair, which I understand.
There's no reason. I just want to win the West. I want to be the first seed. Fuck it.
This is one of those where I'm like, the NFC is so scary with how good some of these teams are. I don't think it real unless Denver's offense takes off, which I don't think they're going to do.
You guys are due for that random game where you guys look good offensively, though.
That is true. But this also is like one of those situations where like I don't know what AFC team I trust that's in the playoffs currently that I trust offensively to beat one of these NFC teams in the Super Bowl.
What do you mean? The Chargers just beat the Eagles.
Okay. Yeah, but so did Denver. Shut up. What I'm saying is like the Bills, I think, are probably the strongest option that
until they face the Panthers.
That we, of the AFC have.
How funny would it be, bro, if the Bills made the Super Bowl and they faced the Panthers and Josh Allen chokes against the fucking Panthers?
Well, I don't think the Panthers will make it the Super Bowl, but I appreciate that.
No. We had to go based off that theory that, Ohio State wins Natty in the start of the year, the Panthers make the Super Bowl.
Well, okay, by that token, then Denver's going to beat them because we'll go with the 10-year rule.
10-year anniversary.
10-year anniversary.
Would that be the least watched Super Bowl ever, Denver and Carolina?
I would buy TVs just to watch it.
To help the rating.
I would have like 5 TVs going.
Yeah, John, I think you have to buy a cable box. You have to buy more cable boxes. It's like the AT&T guy's like, man, this is my 6th time coming to your house. Yep, no problem. Just
I'll sign
add
up.
the cable box there.
I think it's on Paramount Plus this year. I'll sign up for more Paramount Plus.
No, it's NBC.
I'll sign up for more Peacock trials.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's on NBC because like I remember Tarico, he kept like he did the Hall of Fame game and he kept like freaking being like, we kick off the season here at the Hall of Fame game and we're gonna end the season at the Super Bowl with Chris Collinsworth, and Collinsworth was like, oh Mike, well, I don't have to call this game. Chargers, Lions, backups. Oh Mike, I don't want to be here. And he was literally trying Collinsworth to like just not want to call that game. It was funny.
All right. Let's turn to Seahawks.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not picking Phillip Rivers elevated from the practice squad? Like,
give him a week.
Oh, that's what, motherfucker. That's what I said, and you were trying to give
no, me. Just give him a week. Like, let him get his ass kicked by the Seahawks defense. He can meet his old teammate Uchenna Nwosu, who'd be like, "Hey, man, remember on Chargers." Jonathan Taylor's gonna be like, "Yo, Phil, I missed you. It's been 5 years." And he goes, "Yeah, man, no Molly Cox to ruin my fucking playoff run." Still pissed about that play. Fuck Molly Cox. And now forever. They would have won that game if he just caught the ball.
Now he's got Tyler Warren.
I know he's gonna love. Oh, Rivers gonna love that guy, dude. All you people that have Tyler Warren and fantasy, just letting you know, Rivers spams his tight ends. He's gonna be throwing it to Warren.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna
do?
You
know, but this team is literally like Rivers coded. Just tall ass receivers with no speed, good ass tight end, great ass running back. Perfect. Rivers can throw 50-50 intercepted balls to like Pittman and Pierce.
Where have I seen this story before where Phillip Rivers flames out despite everything you just
He's not flaming out this year, bro. When he beats the Panthers in the Super Bowl. Hashtag cold up. Next week we're colting up. This week it's Go Hawks. Hashtag colt up with a lightning bolt emoji.
On Sunday.
What is the Colts actual like? What did he say? Like ride the horse
for the shoe?
For the shoe? Nah. Hashtag cold up. That's cold better. Colt up. We're colting up.
You know, actually, I want to go now and look at because I didn't watch it today. The Pat McAfee show for today, where McAfee's got to break the news about DJ.
Yeah.
Leonard. He's got.
I do want to say
before the river came out.
I feel bad for Daniel Jones because like he was having such a good year and he was going to cash in.
Yeah.
Do you think this is it? Like,
no, I think he's a starter.
But like, do you think he has to do another 1 year prove it with another team?
No. I think it's a 2 to 3 year deal.
Okay.
I think it's less money than he would have made.
Yeah.
2 to 3 year deal.
Do you think the Colts keep him?
Yeah. Yeah. Because
okay.
I don't think they trust Anthony Richardson. I don't think they.
Bro, Rivers is gonna come in as AR-15s on IR and be like, "God dang it, kid, you just gotta throw it like this." And AR-15 is gonna be like that Drake meme where you're gonna be like, "Oh, you showed me how to do that," and then later on, AR-15 gonna go off.
Just become a Colts fan. Just become a Colts
fan. Dude, they have a lot of my favorite players. I'm not gonna lie. I never hated the Colts. Because I never hated Manning. I never hated Luck. I never hated the Colts. We always beat them too. The Chargers love beating up on the Colts.
Well, let's turn to the NFC Sunday Night Football.
Mike, this is a good game. We got Dak.
This could be really good or really terrible. This game, depending on which version of 9 shows up.
Yeah, that was a good version of 9.
It was.
It made It made you not want to see Max Bosberg ever play a game of football in your life.
Poor Max Bosberg. I don't know who it was, but the one guy, the one talking head who said like Max Bosberg is going to throw for 425.
that old dude on ESPN. Yeah.
All right, buddy, you need to calm down, sir. But the Cowboys Chase's pick for the NFC East.
You know who I'm choosing too. You can just type my name down.
picking. You're picking. I know who you're picking. Kevin O'Connell.
Oh, Cowboys, bro.
You're picking Kevin O'Connell.
Delete that. Cowboys, man. Come on. You know I got an agenda to keep up.
That's true. You're gonna pick against your favorite coach.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, I hate the regular KOC. I'm back on the McVay train. McVay's my favorite coach again.
Yeah, I don't. If you're the Cowboys, just one thing is I don't think they know for certain what the concussion status is for.
Yeah, for CD.
That'll be interesting. Only because like Pickens is insane and the insanity is starting to show up. But also,
he can only hold the mask for so long.
Really can. He really can. But also because Pickett, like, you need both of them against a Brian Flores defense. Like Pickens has been good on his own, but like this is a really good defense that you need to play and play well. So if CD can't go, Ryan Flournoy, step up again. Jake Ferguson, step up again, and try to run the ball as best as you can.
Hey, you were talking about the Falcons if they got rid of Raheem Morris.
Yeah.
Grab Beeflo.
Say again?
Grab Beeflo. Grab Flores.
I think his lawsuit is still going on.
Oh, well, you can't be a head coach because of that? Fuck that.
Wow. It's a lawsuit that involves him claiming collusion against him.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind, Beeflo. Just keep calling glitches then.
I don't think he can. I don't think anybody's going to want to hire him for a while.
Oh, man.
This will at least be resolved.
Damn, I was hoping. Could you imagine Beeflo with those kids in Atlanta, though? Ooh, be good.
Yeah. Pierce. Oof. But finally, last but not least, on Monday Night Football, we have the Miami Dolphins.
This is such a hard game. It is.
To play the Pittsburgh Steelers. I just want to say, remember last week when both of us picked the Dolphins to beat the Jets and Romeo came into the comments like it's cold weather, this, that, the third. And then in the actual chat while the game was happening, he was talking about like, oh yeah, like they're wearing their Gotham uniforms. They're not going to be intimidated. This is ridiculous. And I was like, somebody should have told Devin Achane that they're not supposed to be intimidated. But on the flip side, Devin Achane did sustain some kind of a rib injury, and we don't know fully his status.
Yeah.
Jalen Wright, Gordon, they're maybe pressed into service against a Steelers defense that is starting to get back some of that mojo. And if somebody like Aaron Rodgers continues to throw ridiculous long passes to DK Metcalf, where was this for the past 4 or 5 weeks? These deep throws to
the thing is though, it only works for teams like the good defense that know how to stop the quick game of Rodgers because he's letting the ball go out quick, and the Ravens don't have good corners. The Dolphins have solid corners, so I feel like they can at least slow down what Aaron Rodgers wants to throw to DK.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like if he's able to get those, he's able to with that quick game to work those passes in. DK Metcalf, part of the reason why he got paid was jump ball specialty, which he's not like people believe that he's not actually that great of a jump ball specialist, but like
he's not that good at all. He's just big and fast.
He's good enough that like it got him paid. So like if you're gonna pay the guy for that, you might as well throw it to him a lot for that purpose, especially if you're gonna trade away Pickens and be like, this is the new Pickens or this is the replacement. My concern here for the Dolphins is I don't think they stand a chance of winning this game if Devon Achane is not. Yeah. There's no way that this team can beat, I don't think anybody, if Devon Achane isn't playing. But
he's their Jahmyr Gibbs. He's Jahmyr Gibbs light. We have Jahmyr Gibbs at home. It's Devon Achane.
Yeah.
And Tua and it's a primetime Tua game. You know he loves throwing a stupid interception. He's due.
So according to RotoWire, Mike McDaniel said the decision to keep him sidelined was purely precautionary. Achane suffered a rib injury when he fell on top of the ball during a second quarter carry. The MRI did not reveal a fracture, meaning he is likely dealing with a bruised rib or a mild costochondral injury. So they're often painful, but can be padded to better protect the affected area. So there's a chance that he's going to be playing. And if these MRIs did not come back with any serious issues, then I like the Dolphins there. But
Has Mike McDaniel coached himself to keep his job, John?
You're right. That's the question. Can he coach himself to keep his job? I think he can. You know what?
I'm going with DJ Mikey Mike. I got Mike McDaniel. I'm going with the Dolphins.
Let's see what happens. This also would create more chaos.
Yeah, we need some funniness. And the Dolphins, because don't they still have like a 9% chance to make the playoffs?
Give me 1 sec. I'll let you know because I had it up and then I exited out of that tab. They have a less than 1% chance.
Oh, they need this team to lose, that team to tie. Yeah, let's go.
Let's here really quickly. I'll run through the percentages. New England, Denver, we already know.
100%.
Jacksonville. Well, okay. The relevance there is that Denver has 45% chance to earn the bye, and New England has 38% chance to earn the bye. Okay. Jacksonville, 97% chance to make the playoffs, 62% chance to win the division. Buffalo, 97% chance to make the playoffs, 19% for the division. Houston is 88 for the playoffs, 33 for the division. The Chargers are 79% to make the playoff, 15% to win the division. Pittsburgh is 68 to make the playoffs, 67 to win the division. The Raiders are 30-30 each to make the playoffs and win the division.
Wait, the Raiders?
Sorry, not the Raiders. The Ravens. The Ravens.
I was going to say, like, what do the Chargers and the Broncos both have to die? And how did the Chiefs not even in? Like, I was confused when you said the Raiders. I was like, what?
The Colts are 27% to make the playoffs, 5% for the division. The Chiefs are 11% to win make the playoffs, less than 1% to win the division. The Bengals are 3% and 3% to make the playoffs or win the division. And then the Dolphins are less than 1% to make the playoffs. Hilariously, I don't really understand how. It says, I think they just had to put this there. It says less than 1% to win the division for the Dolphins. So, like, technically speaking,
they can't win the division.
No, but here's why I'm saying I don't like. I think they actually mean it is because right below them is Cleveland, and they have Cleveland at 0%, 0%, 0%, 0%. So they are not opposed to putting a 0%. But for the Dolphins winning the division, they put less than 1%, which means technically speaking, there is a chance.
They need like the Bills and Patriots the rest of the season just to tie, and that's how they can win the division.
I think what they need is that when the Bills and the Patriots play each other this week, they need the stadium to explode.
No,
like less than 1%. And then it's like, oh, well, I mean, naturally, it's got to be.
Well, Josh Allen, he's just going to get up from that explosion, and then they're going to be like, oh, it's fine.
Can they build a team around? Can they build a 52 roster around Josh Allen with
that would be such an insane sight. You see a stadium blow up, and you're like, what the fuck? And then Josh Allen just gets up like it's nothing, and you're like, wow, he is Terminator.
Ridiculous. I wanted to pull this up. There we go. I would like to get your thoughts, sir. The CFP, the bracket.
Very interesting bracket. We'll do some quick bracketology for this one. I got to zoom in closer. I don't know how to zoom in on the app. You don't let me do that.
Well, I can read it to you if you need me to.
Yeah, so James Madison in Oregon. Happy for James Madison. Great that 2 group of 5 schools got into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Or Oregon's going to trounce them. So I got Oregon taking on Texas Tech. Alabama taking on Oklahoma. Seems like this is Kalen DeBoer's kryptonite. Is Oklahoma? Can he overcome this kryptonite? Can Alabama find a good running game to beat Oklahoma? Because Alabama, if they have a running game, they have better talent than Oklahoma. They can win this game. So I got Alabama going forward to take on Indiana. We got Tulane taking on Ole Miss, who's going to be missing a head coach, maybe some players. We don't know yet.
Oh boy.
I'm riding the green wave here. I think the Tulane Green Waves go on to meet the Georgia Bulldogs. And then we got Miami limping to the playoffs, taking on Texas A&M. And it's a tale as old as time. When you feel like Texas A&M is about to hit the cusp, they just let you down one more time. So I got the U moving on to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. In the second round, Texas Tech, Oregon. Oregon, kind of shaky. Sometimes they look like, yeah, they can be one of the best teams. But then Dan Lanning, he has these crash out games where he just does a bunch of stupid shit and doesn't coach well. Texas Tech has everything great except their quarterback. Their quarterback is very, very mid, but that defense, it's humming. It's a good defense. I got Texas Tech making the semis. And then Alabama taking on Kurt Singeti in Indiana. And guess what? Kurt Singeti, you got to join the list of all the other Alabama assistant coaches. You think you're safe? You think just because you're having this magical season with Indiana and Francisco Mendoza that you're all of a sudden you're going to be all like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to win? Nah. Join the line like every other Alabama assistant coach. You lose in your first game against Bama. Alabama goes to the semi. Georgia, they crush Tulane. Tulane will have one drive where they win. They'll have a lead, but that lead won't be safe as the Bulldogs bark on way to the semifinals. And the Ohio State will take out the U single-handedly. So now we got Texas Tech versus Alabama. And Texas Tech will beat Alabama here because
you somehow book Alabama to win this whole
no. See, the thing is with this Bama team, you want to give the Bama fans hope, but I think Texas Tech, this defense is really good. They have a really, really strong team defensively. I think they're the best defense in the CFP playoffs. I think they have enough of the running game where they can keep Bama off the field offensively, and I don't think Bama will be able to run the ball against them. So I got Texas Tech making the college football championship, and then Georgia versus Ohio State. What Ohio State are we going to get against this game? Are we going to get a good Ohio State? Is Ryan Day looking past Georgia saying, oh, we just had to beat Texas Tech to become back-to-back champions? But you know, Kirby's smart. This guy's so great. He's so awesome. I got the Dogs. We're going to have a red national championship game. And as the Bulldogs of Georgia become the 2026 college football champions of the world.
Got Georgia winning?
Yeah, I got Georgia.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you could be doing this just to troll me, but also, you were right. Duke.
Yeah.
Big Duke.
Yeah. I look, college football, there's waves and stuff. I feel bad for Indiana because they got the worst. They got a bye, right?
Yeah.
They got the worst possible winner. Like between Alabama and Oklahoma, either one of those teams, like they're going to come in and they're going to be like, yeah, cool, we get to face Indiana. And Alabama, it's like, this is like if they can beat Oklahoma, it's one of the, like, I'm just being dead honest. Alabama has probably one of the easier roads to make it to the champion. And like, people might get pissed, but I won't be surprised if it is Alabama, Georgia in the championship game. And people are like, oh my God. And then us SEC fans are going to be, see, it means more. We're the best conference for a fucking reason. SEC, you know what I'm saying? But no, I got Georgia winning. I think just the way that the bracket lines up, they have really good matchups. I do think Ryan Day is going to get out coached by Kirby Smart, and he's going to like fuck up that game like he did the Indiana game. And I think Georgia, like the only team that like really that would give them headaches is Alabama, and they handled them. So I don't think Texas Tech with their quarterback play could beat Georgia. Indiana, like I think Mendoza, like it'll be kind of like Michael Penix when he was like clearly the better quarterback in their matchup against Michigan, but it was just that he just couldn't overcome like the whole Michigan team.
Right.
Georgia's a great team. Like it's a great team. It's a great roster. They're good for a reason, Georgia. So I got Georgia winning the national title, and we're just gonna flip flop between Ohio State and Georgia for the next few years until like someone gets their shit together. That's how it seems like right now. But yeah, no, I got the Dogs. I think they're gonna win the college football championship this year, and it'll be a well deserved championship. They definitely earned it. So and stuff, but they have like a much easier bracket and stuff like Tech and Indiana, much harder bracket. You know, it's much harder. Like even Oregon. Oregon's still a tough school for Texas Tech.
The thing is, I like Kirby Smart's like approach to defense, but like that Ohio State team on offense is so game breaking.
Yeah, but it's Ryan Day. It's up to Ryan Day to figure out how he wants to use it. And there's games where Ryan Day, and especially with his OC gone because Hartline went to USF and stuff. So it's like now Ryan Day's back to play calling. Well, I don't know if he is the play caller, but like someone has to be like assisting him. You saw in the Indiana game, there's a lot of chances for Ohio State to open up the floodgates. And it was just like I like shout out to Indiana, you won the game. But when rewatching that game, it was like, man, Ohio State really shot themselves in the foot way too many times in that game. Like they were trying to be cute for for all the wrong reasons. Like it's vintage Ryan Day. There's 2 games a year where he just crashes out and just forgets that he's a good head coach.
Let me see. So let's see who's calling the plays for Ohio State now. Well, I know it's. Oh, Hartline is balancing both.
Oh, okay. So he's still going to be there.
Yeah, he's calling plays for OSU's playoff run.
Okay. See, Lane Kiffin, that's all you got to do. Just go LSU, say, hey, be your head coach. Job on this. Okay.
But as we put back up, these are our Week 15 picks. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. As always, we enjoy doing this for you guys. We enjoy talking about this. Chase and I will be yapping about these things to ourselves. So we always appreciate being able to get together, link up together, and talk about these things. Chase, let the people know where they can find you, my good sir.
Nowhere.
Just nothing. I'll tell you where they can't find you. Not on the rooftop of SoFi Stadium.
Yeah. Yeah, not about to jump up. No, you can follow me on X at ChaseLover68. Around the point whenever I'm available to talk about wrestling, Trio Heat Sports for this show, and Trio Heat whatever SP3 needs to fill in. Like that's pretty much it. That's all I do nowadays. I don't have time to do my own content. I'm too lazy. 2026 will be the year of Chase Oliver. I'll make it my year somehow. I'll force my way as we get Mass and Beard to be on Tru Picks in 2026. She'll. What if her and Herbert break up? It'd be awkward. It'd be like, oh shit,
you know.
But what if she becomes the unofficial third co-host, and then we find out she's a wrestling fan, and then we make her into a wrestling fan, and then we have Mass and Beer on both Trio Heat channels.
That's that would be
Talk about a bump.
What a wonderful world.
Yes, baby. Yes, baby. Yes, 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 baby. Yes, 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 baby. Yes, baby. Yes.
But until next time, guys, remember, take care of yourselves and each other. We will catch you all later. And as we sign off, Pat, is there anything you'd like to say about
the man? Season? Fuck this season, man. This ad read is Cancun. You can go there by any airline. Man, I don't have time for this, John. Just book an industry, man. My team lets me down like always. It's always me having to do everything. Travis can't catch a fucking ball. I have to do everything, John. And now this week I have to go against this Chargers team. And somehow, some way, man, my team's going to let me down. Rasheed Rice can't catch balls anymore. Last I checked, I thought he was fine after his car injury. I didn't know he lost his ability to catch, man. No sympathy for me.